like everybody is mad, but you got 3 million white men with the same name of John.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And then you got all these people that like people are sending over letters with nicknames. The troops keep moving, and you mad at me because somebody it got a switcheroo. I returned it to sender.
Yeah. Yeah. Impossible. You not set us up for success. You set us up to fail, and they exceeded expectations even under all of this.
Art imitating life. We literally just saw Vice President Kamala Harris.
Amen.
Do the most with 100 days.
Yep. Yeah. Podcast over. It's over. Welcome back to Grown Folks Talking. It's been a long time. I'm still your host, CK Season, joined by my special co-host,
Lola Chanel.
And today we are talking about 688. It's on Netflix. Tyler Perry directed it, and it's about the predominantly Black battalion who served in World War II, and their goal simple: get the mail out to the people. So I have 4 points. Get the mail
out to the people.
I have 4 points that we can dissect. 1, the historical portion of this film. This is a historical film. 2, acting. 3, the plot of the story. And 4, Tyler Perry. So,
Tyler Paris.
Which one do you want to hit first?
Let's go to the acting. Let's talk about the actors.
Yes.
The cast.
I know you looked up some of the cast members, and the main cast member is somebody I believe you are familiar with. You've seen her work.
I'm familiar with 3 of these.
Okay, go ahead.
These ladies. Well, I mean, of course, the Kerry Washington.
The Oprah Winfrey. Yes. But besides them,
we'll talk about Oprah later.
Okay. Ooh.
Oprah Winfrey. I used to love her, but I learned too much. Anyway, so Kerry Washington, Ebony Obsidian.
Who is that? Black, essentially. Ebony is black. Obsidian is a material that's jet black. This woman is black.
Blackity, black. Okay?
It's in her name.
It's in her name. She is a star in the Tyler Perry universe. She plays Karen on Sisters. So I'm familiar with her. And then Shanice Shante, who played Johnny May. If you are in the theater world, you know Shanice played Dorothy on the NBC version of The Wiz Live. Yes. I said, oh, yeah.
Wow. We were just talking about The Wizard of Oz, Wicked, and The Wiz. Yes. Well, and the NBC version. So,
yes.
Go ahead.
So, and then there were a couple other ladies in this film that I've seen in little things like Milana Jackson, which was the captain. And Elaine, the actress that played Elaine White, Pepe Sonuga.
Okay.
Sonuga.
Sound like a sister.
She is. I mean, everybody pretty much in this movie
a sister
was
from Africa.
Oh, yes, indeed.
The continent.
But the continent, the motherland. There were a lot of people in here that was just like, oh yes, I've seen them. I'm familiar with what they do, and their work. So the casting, I would say the casting was great.
I would say the casting was good. The only person I knew no one except for Dolores Washington, who was played by Sarah Jeffrey, and that was the mulatto character.
Yes. Yes. I don't. She is part of the Charms reboot that I really love.
Yes,
And
but I didn't see her from that. When I was like,
oh,
because I looked her up and I was like, oh, it's not that. She was in an NBC show with J Lo called Shades of Blue, and she played J Lo's daughter.
well, now
And
I have to watch it.
she was
Never heard of it.
yes, it was. It was like 2 seasons. It was good. J Lo was a police officer who was
Oh,
making some questionable choices, and
well,
the
that sounds like
her
Jennifer.
partner, yeah, her partner recently died, and I forgot his name.
But
And moving on, that's
I am familiar with Sarah Jeffrey. She's also been in some Disney stuff, and I am a Disney girl as well. But
you've been
the
to them.
casting was actually really great. Susan Sarandon played Eleanor Roosevelt, and
Or Susan Sarandon.
I don't know that white lady.
I know you don't. I know that's before your time. She was noted for Thelma and Louise.
What's her name?
Susan Sarandon.
Sarandon. That makes sense. I know I'm familiar with some of her stuff, but
yes.
Sorry to that
No problem.
To that white lady.
Yes, it's two generations.
Donna Biscoe. Did I say it right?
Sure, you did. What character?
She played Emma Derricott. She played
the
her mother,
mom.
the mom.
Yes,
I've seen her and stuff. She's like Lynn Whitfield. She is sometimes the black mom that is mean. However, what was she? She was just in something else as well. Okay, so she was in the Supremes. We didn't talk about. She was in Reasonable Doubt. Oh, we didn't talk about Reasonable Doubt.
Oh, well, we did. We were going to.
We were supposed to. But she was what's his name's mama.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Shades of Blue, the guy who died was Ray Liotta. I couldn't pull the name.
Ray Liotta.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. I thought she was hinting at being a mean mom because then the grandma was a nice one, but she didn't go. She didn't go too far, and in fact, I thought she could have been a little more harsher in the very beginning because you have this interracial relationship, and back in those days and he was Jewish on top of that, so you just got levels of like.
Can we segue into this being a Tyler the Paris film? Because I said Lovings vs. Virginia before 1960. The 1960s is wild. Because especially they were in like, it looked like they were not in the South per se.
No, they were in Pennsylvania. So
okay, so they were, but still, Lovings
above the Mason-Dixon line.
They were above it, but they were still close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
They and I said this is absolutely a Tyler Perry film because what and then I did I did a deep dive myself and I found out that they were never like their friendship stayed platonic.
Oh, okay.
They were never lovers. Their friendship stayed platonic. So why would you take this and make it?
Because that makes a better movie.
A tragic romance film. And I said,
because it's a movie. You got to.
No.
I have to disagree with you on that one. My Tyler Perry thing was you did something that you normally don't do, which is he stepped away from the love story. He dipped in a little bit, but he killed old boy. And then the other dude, the black dude.
He died.
Yes, but then the black dude was the other, but they didn't pay too much attention. Like that was.
I'm glad they didn't pay too much attention because I also tweeted that same night. Hold on, because I got to pull up my tweets from that night.
Pull up the tweet.
I decided to live tweet my reactions because I said, of course this is a Tyler Perry film. What do you mean that the man couldn't just be single? He couldn't just be single. No. He saw her, instantly said, I gotta have her, and broke up his happy home.
Yes, he did. Yes,
with a lady that's probably sick to her stomach because that man probably gonna be sent overseas and bombed.
Yep.
And he talking about some, You're just what I need. I said it is
Don't
the
know. I just got your name. All I got is your name, and I got to be with you.
and I barely know that.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't know what I don't know what's going on.
I
What?
and for that, all that I we can go to the Tyler Perry part. I was like the things that I am critical about Tyler Perry. I realize he does not make movies that cater to what I like, but he had no bad wigs. The acting was good.
I feel like it's because I don't think he was. I know it says he was the only director, but I think that the writer who, like the lady who was, uh, also had a hand in this. I think that
Mm.
she had a hand in the direction it was going in as well.
Okay. This was
I
an un-Tyler Perry fit. This did not, like
yeah,
I said, no bad wigs,
that's why
no
I said
plot
that.
holes. Huh?
Um,
You found a plot hole?
I wouldn't say a plot hole per se. Okay, here goes my thread. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Okay, but I just pulled that up just to go back to it. But yeah, I said this. Now this is one that I could not. I could not. I can't say what I really said. I said back to me, black men, you infer
Mm-hmm.
how you would like, and they
Mm-hmm.
audacity, sir. There is a lady back in Clarksville, Mississippi, pissed off right now because you called off her wedding. Leave that girl alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, her story, the 6 999, that'll be her, what they done did. They done took my man. But the 6 888, he wasn't supposed to be with her.
He wasn't supposed.
It
He
was love at first sight.
he literally came up and told her, "Yeah, I'm getting married, very like next week, pretty much."
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
she said, "So, baby,
You
what you want with me?"
mm-hmm. She
And
also
then
didn't
when,
believe him. Like, yeah, yeah. You tell a story. You just trying to. Yeah.
hello, you trying to get cop a feel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gonna take that lady GI benefits? We both you leave me alone. Why
Yeah.
you
Yeah. And
I
she
would
and she
love.
dealing with heartache. Her boo is in the ground, and he was like, "Don't care. You gonna be my wife." I was like,
I said,
ah.
and when she said yes, we did get married. I wonder where the lady. If this is true, where that lady at? Where is
Yeah.
that lady? But I also I would like to hear her story because of course this is a movie, it is not a
Mm-hmm.
documentary, so it
Yeah.
is heavily exaggerated.
Absolutely.
While it is some truth, it is heavily exaggerated. However,
Mm-hmm.
I'ma say it like this: black women from that time was worried about getting a man,
Yeah,
or
for sure.
or getting away from a man, or trying to come up.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if she definitely was like, "Oh, you left your fiance for me?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, let's go." I would not be surprised if that's what happened because
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
just the times. This
Yeah.
is also
Yeah.
a time where, yes, they were able to enlist in the army, but once they got back home, like everything else, once
Was the
they
same.
got back to America, not peaches and cream.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
can't get your own benefits from the army. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was, they didn't even want to give black men the GI Bill benefits and
Yeah.
everything else that was due them once they
Do
came
them. Yeah.
back from the
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
So I I would not be surprised if she was like, you know what? Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna marry him. Yeah, we'll have
Right.
double the benefits.
Right. For sure. Yes. So we did the Tyler thing. Let's go to
Wait, hold
the.
on. You don't have another
Oh
Tyler Perry one other than
no,
the
that was
plot
it.
holes? Oh, I got one.
I salute Tyler for this film. I salute him. I thought overall, you told us a story. It was succinct. I understood it.
It was a good movie.
Uh, it was a good movie. It
It
was a
was
good
a
movie.
did have
It
one
was
thing.
all right. It was. I'll say this. It was a good movie. Well acted. Unknown actors, but you had your A-listers to help
Hmm.
market it, and
Hmm.
they were good. I thought the look. Everybody was lit well. I really didn't
Yes,
have
I will say
any
that
problems.
my only problem was, so when they were in the trenches and they were being bombed, There were several times where the bomb would go, they would be flung into the air a second
Mm.
before the bomb went off. And it just
Oh,
really, I said, Tyler, you could have reshot that, because I know they didn't reshoot it, because he has this thing where he's like, no, I
yeah.
want this, I don't want that many takes. We're
Mm-hmm.
taking it. The people will be okay with a second. And I was just like, but I'm not okay. That's it. That's all.
I mean, people flew out the air, but
I said,
compared
I
to,
don't think that that's what was
I mean,
happening.
they did car. They was like,
They,
woo!
I said, this is so dramatic, Tyler. We didn't
It is
need this.
dramatic.
We ain't
It
need
is dramatic, but it was in other war movies. I think last year I saw 1928
it.
with about the German perspective of war. It's based on a book. I mean, Tyler does not go gritty, which I appreciated because
Mm-hmm.
folks, you were just like,
Yeah,
oh, that
there was matter everywhere.
yes, for
Blood,
sure, brain matter, everything's like.
dismembered
And other war
figures.
films, you can go back to what's the one with Matt Damon, and it was D-Day, and he was the last brother or whatever, and very very graphic. Tyler, he's like, we don't need all that.
What
We just
I
go.
did it. You're right. I didn't need that, but I would have preferred if you had made sure that it was like boom boom, not boom boom. Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I will cut him some slack, but that's why
Gotcha.
I believe that he could not have been the sole director. I know it
Mm.
says he was, but I just don't believe that he
Well,
was the sole
well, question:
director.
who wrote it? Because our biggest issue with Tyler a
Yes,
lot is the
his
writing
writing.
aspect of.
So the other writer was Kevin Heimel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, and that it's funny you should mention that. In my, I gotta say it in my research, he is the person who wrote. Um, he's a historian, so the film is based on
Ah,
historian Kevin Heimel's article called "Fighting a Two-Front War." It was published in February 2019 issue of the World War II History magazine. So
oh, I love
he
that.
knows
Yeah.
his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another conversation on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, where
Mm-hmm.
people were talking about, like, it is really amazing how our past was documented, and how it was how it was documented, and how much of pictures and articles and videos and writing, even though it was still the earlier days, that we have. Because as you can see, even with this, white people, they have a thing of rewriting the history, and most people say that history is from
The eyes of the
history.
winners.
Yes, is portrayed in the eyes of the winners,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and it's like, especially with the times that we're in now, like, this movie, like, literally came in, it dropped right on time, like, it
Absolutely.
dropped, like, everybody needs to sit down and watch this movie,
Yeah,
because
it's a
it's
definitely a family film, and that's why. Well, that's kind of that could be the reason. That could be a strategic choice in how not as gritty as
as
it could have
graphic.
been,
Yeah,
as graphics could have been, because there was the only like the N word was used maybe a couple of times, but I would
yeah,
put this in the family historic film. But to your point, it goes to our 4 points, which is the historic aspect of this film. It is talking about American history and how it's 2024. Why, we're in two different generations. I've never heard of this name,
no,
never
really,
heard of this problem, never have I ever. And
really though,
even in other movies that are about World War II, where we've heard about the Tuskegee Airmen, like that's
yes,
common knowledge. We've heard about like the Hitler and Anne
mm-hmm,
Frank and
mm-hmm.
the Jews and concentration camps. I've never heard this story before, which is why
You know
I was
why?
like, well, yes, but even yes. So I know why. And but
Yeah,
even in that, we are. What other stories have
Yeah,
not have are out there that there is
I would love to hear more.
like you said, this was we saw at the end. He showed some documentary actual footage
Yeah,
of the actual troops of women, and I was just like, so there is video evidence, there's archival footage, there's letters, there's all type of stories
I would
that we
love
are
to hear
just we
more
just don't know.
about these ladies. For it to be so many of them, and we only really got the stories of technically a deep dive of stories. We only got two,
Yeah.
and Kerry Washington's character. We didn't even get like a full like. I want to know like
How
I
she
want to do my
yeah.
own deep dive because I know that they've talked to people because Major Adams clips were floating around of Major Adams Kerry Washington's character, and she
Mm-hmm.
was like, I applied, and at that point she had already had her master's. Like
Mm.
she was already like a full-fledged like in the
Major.
workforce. And
Yeah.
she was like, one of my professors was just like, you should apply. And I was like, hey, I mean, and then the first time they didn't, true fashion, they didn't accept her. Just like
Mm-hmm.
they were talking on the train scene when they were separated
Oh
because
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, yes, yes,
and
yes,
they
yeah.
were
We
like
in the South.
we were denied twice before, like it said we failed the ASVAB twice. They weren't trying to let us
Mm.
in,
Oh
and
yeah, that's right, that's right.
I was just like, oh,
Mm-hmm. This
girl.
really also reminds me kind of Hidden Figures, another film
Yes.
where black women of color are behind the scenes, super smart, making history, and it is not acknowledged or recognized. And if you saw at the end of this film, it was saying they just now have been added to the, the history of World War II.
which is so cra-
2024.
which is so crazy because if you like watching it, it's like what was his character name? The big man. Hold on, Dean
The
Norris,
general,
General Hall. It was just like they they didn't want us to succeed
for
at
sure,
all.
and did listen. He did
Every
everything he could.
little thing, everything, and it's just like I'm here to help because if we don't help, who knows in what direction World War II would have
Mm-hmm.
gone.
Yeah.
Who knows what would have happened if our
Mm-hmm.
soldiers was just like, you know what, I'd rather die. Just I can't talk to my lady. I can't go home. This
Right.
food ain't good.
Yeah.
I would rather die. And a lot of
Hitler, you
people
got
were. I can't take a shower.
it.
I can't get Jessie Mae's good old cornbread
Yeah, yeah, it's
no
rough.
more.
War is
Ain't no
it,
fun.
hit, it
You mean
hits
to tell me
it's
I'm over here
mental,
fighting for
it's
my life?
physical. Yeah, and kind of the guy when he was saying, he's not even on the front line. He's delivering supplies, and he's like, the
Yeah,
things that I've seen, you just delivering supplies.
you
You're not
you're
even fighting.
just you're just delivering supplies. So
Yeah.
on top of that, so it was just amazing to see like you said the white men couldn't figure it out. The white women couldn't figure it out. The black
Mm-hmm.
men couldn't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have this troop of women, and you're
Trying to
like
work
trying
because they
to
wouldn't give him.
work,
They was like, "Give us a mission. We ready. We ready. What do you
trying to
need? We
work.
ready." No, 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 no.
You
Go.
made it.
Keep walking.
You put them on this shiesty boat,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
and we all know Negroes in boats.
It's not a
Okay,
good relationship.
that's
It's not
how
a good
we got
relationship.
into
Never
this
been.
predicament anyway. Shiesty boats. The place that they supposed to lay their head was recently bombed,
Yep. Yeah.
so it's a mess. You
Mm-hmm.
send this shady white man preacher over here to condemn everything that we're trying to do to
And
spy
spy on
on
us.
us.
Yep. Yeah.
Because of course the black experience in Christianity is a whole thing on oppression. So you send this man, and so we're supposed to just be like, oh, this is fun. And he's like, everybody is mad, but you got 3 million white men with the same name of John.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And then you got all these people that like people are sending over letters with nicknames. The troops keep moving, and you mad at me because somebody it got a switcheroo. I returned it to sender.
Yeah. Yeah. Impossible. You've not set us up for success. You set us up to fail, and they exceeded expectations even under all of this.
Art imitating life. We literally just saw Vice President Kamala Harris
Amen.
do
Amen.
the most with 100 days.
Yep. Yeah. Podcast over. It's over.
I said, I almost turned it off because it was upsetting me so much because I was just like, Black women for centuries
say it
have been doing the most with the less and making it 2 times better than everybody else with what we can do with what we have done. And even when we overachieve, when we exceed far beyond what they ever could think of, it's not enough. It's not enough. No matter what we have done, we have sent people to the moon safely.
Amen.
Birthed their children and raised ones that are not ours. Figured out everything, only to be like, thanks, but we don't need you anymore. You can go to hell. You can go to hell. I almost stopped watching this because I literally was like, because he came and did the
inspection. Yes, and was just trying to find any type of reason, like to turn it around on her. Like, how come they're sleeping? Well, they work the night shift.
They work in shifts.
How come there's perfume? Well, because we matched the perfume that people were scenting with the location. Well, how come you're reading letters? Because it's been ineligible, so we're trying to figure out. So all these answers, and then I also thought when they were sleeping, he's like, I thought he was gonna open that door. I also thought he was gonna open that shower.
I was like, Tyler Perry, please don't traumatize us. Because we know what happened the first time. We know that white man did walk in all those doors. I love that you covered us. Don't traumatize us, because I still don't like Michael Leahy from Four Color Girls. And I'm never going to change my mind. That is a bad man. That is a bad man. Okay, anyway, off my tangent. Okay. I'm glad that he did not traumatize us, because we all know the real thing. Because during that time, white men still believed that they policed and owned Black women's bodies. So the fact that you are resting, the fact that you are showering, the fact that you are doing all of these things that I deem that you should not be able to do, because I need you to fix this, and I don't want you to fix it, but I still need you to fix it. I'm glad that we did not have to see that, because I know for a fact that in the real world that white man went in there when they were showering to make them salute to him in their nudity.
Yes.
I would not be surprised.
I see you and I raised you the end of the film when they was like, are y'all 688? And I was like, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Movie magic. Appreciate. And the two guys who said, I'll never salute you. You saw a shot of them. I was like, okay, Tyler.
First of all,
right, Tyler.
Tyler Perry must really love this white man, because what's that baby's name? Because he is in almost everything.
General Hall. Or
Ben Vandermeer, Captain Matthews. He was the first one that was telling them to move out the way, like to get out. Anyway, Nah, yes, he's also in Sisters. And what else was it that we just watched that he was being racist in? Because we talked about something else that we were watching.
The Kevin Hart thing on Fight
Yes,
Night.
yes,
Oh yeah, he
yes,
was the good
yes.
pull, great pull. Uh huh.
So
Yeah.
he in Atlanta, he is one of them because or with Tyler Perry, Tyler Perry must really love him because he has been in a lot of Tyler Perry things and a lot of things that come out of Atlanta and the Tyler Perry studio. So I would love to see him in more.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
did notice. I said, "Now wait a minute. He gonna be on my bad man list." Because
I
all I
do
see
wonder. Yeah,
is you
I do
playing the
wonder if
bad man.
and the same type. I was like, oh, you might want to
And the same
diversify
type. Why
if you
you
plan
play
on
that
going
so
to
well? Why do you
yeah
play
yeah
that so well? What's going
mm-hmm.
on?
Yeah.
Just gotta let it be known. I would I would have loved to see more of Johnny May
Yes.
because Johnny May
I
couldn't read.
oh see I didn't know that. I thought
Johnny, you didn't pick up on that? She can't
I
read.
didn't oh I didn't pick up. I didn't understand the whole letter being sent back, like why that was a big deal because all the letters were being sent back. I missed
And I
that
and
point.
I love a woman with a potty mouth because I too have a potty mouth. The Lord is delivering me from the cussing spirit, but I do like to cuss. I do like to cuss. A
Okay.
Southern Belle who likes to cuss, it's me.
It's
But
you.
I did love her character because she was like, that man put his hands on me and I had to figure out a way to get out.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She said, I know all of y'all is not here to save the country. Bullshit.
Yeah, I love that. I yeah, quit tripping. Stop
Bull. Stop
lying.
lying. So y'all
Stop lying.
y'all are not here to save the country. Y'all are not here. A lot of these women is here to get their men back.
Mm-hmm.
Get their
For
man
sure.
back. Now I don't know if I would go to war to get my man back. I just would have to be sad.
I mean, the whole concept of war, I
I would.
it would be hard pressed. Like I couldn't see myself in any of those characters. Like my man is dead, or and I'm gonna go to war to fight Hitler. Like that doesn't. I don't make that connection
I'm
in my
so sorry.
mind.
I maybe if I was born during the time, I would have a different strength of resilience. But I feel like I would be the same, and I'd be like,
But if it's a but financially, if but at the time, Johnny May's like, I'm gonna try it because at
yeah.
least I can. The government
My
can help me at the
my
end.
tidbit of how there were certain men who have made their way up in the ranks, black men who made their way up in the ranks that was able to afford their families back home. Even with, the letter mishap, once they figured it out, it was, the checks and the letters was flowing
Mm-hmm.
back home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like once all of these ladies went back home, things were able to progress and move. A history tidbit is there was an article that went out somewhere in North or South Carolina. I think it was North Carolina though, where I guess like the government officials in this town in North Carolina was like, all you black women need, even though you have money, you need to do domestic work.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
if you are turning down domestic work from a white woman, you will be fined and you will be thrown in jail because the black women were able to provide for their families with the
Without.
checks from without having to be domestic workers. And I was just like, I don't think it for most of the ladies, it wasn't about financial stability. It was simply, I miss my man. Ain't no men here
Oh.
for me to do
Mm-hmm.
what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get them back home. We
So
need
it's a
to get them
selfish. This is
back
a selfish type of
home. I
sacrifice.
don't think it had anything to do with money. I genuinely think it has to do with the ladies wanted to bump and grind. And and to that I say, Go overseas to get your man. Because let's go back to my tweets.
Before you do that,
About Miss
I wanted
Lena.
to ask you: did you think Shanice Williams' performance reminded you of Danielle Brooks?
Absolutely, it definitely gave Sophia from The Color Purple.
Same, yeah, like
Absolutely.
a shorter. I almost wanted her to have more to do. She stood out, but I feel like there was more, maybe something that got cut on the or but like I'll
I
say this.
wouldn't be surprised.
I say 2 hours was a great time, was a good time. Like I didn't think it needed to be any longer, but I felt that her character, I would have liked to have spent more time with her
I would
character.
have loved
I kind of would have liked to spend more time with the Colonel, but I think that would have been a different, like,
the
that would have been
captain.
the captain, but that would have made the time longer because her rise to where she is and was
I
she one of one,
actually
would
give
have been
me a
interesting.
miniseries. Would love it.
Yeah.
Give me that's what it should have been. I think
Mm.
that all documentary style or documentary-esque movies where we're telling the biographies of others,
Mm-hmm.
give me a miniseries. Give me a miniseries. I did say sorting through a million letters trying to find my man's letter after he died will also make me crash out. That was from Miss Lena when she had when everybody was throwing away the dog tags
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mm-hmm.
had got upset and I said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I get it. Crash out.
For the story part of our time here, I thought it would have been cool if I was in Tyler's ear. It would have been cool if the letter reveal came in the third act of the film.
Yes.
I think that, like, how, we the first scene we saw, the dude died, the letter, and
Mm-hmm.
then it was easy to put that, oh, that's David, this is letter. Somehow that letter is going to work its way back in the film. It would have been cool if we didn't see that letter at all. Everything happened, and then through the
And then we
sorting,
found it.
we found the letter, and then that way I thought the emotional payoff was like, oh my goodness, we didn't know
Yeah.
he wrote a letter. He did write a letter. And now we get to either read the letter right before she goes to the grave or at the grave. I thought that would have tugged at the heartstrings even more. So that would have been my only, like, creative choice for the film.
I, absolutely. That would have been a lot better to just the build up, like you said. It would have been great.
My final note, as
Uh-huh.
your was in 2019, PBS did a documentary for
I need to
the
watch it.
Sixers. It's about an hour and 12 minutes. When I was doing some research, I was like, oh, PBS. It's available now to see. Because
I definitely want to see it.
to your point of, we only saw two stories, Lena's story, and then kind of, I guess,
We
would you say the
yeah,
overall story? What was
and
the second story?
I think we focused on Lena so much because no, she wasn't the only one that was still alive. At
Yeah.
the end, we saw like 5 other women. Maybe her
Mm-hmm.
story was just the most interesting. I don't know.
Or you could, I mean, it's or the most, like, simple, like, easy to understand.
Yeah,
A man died, you went to the
but that's
war.
why I was just like, it's such a cop out for this storyline. Why
You
Lovings
need
versus Virginia?
because, I mean, bless his heart, it's still a Tyler Perry production, and that's the
I
entryway in. He didn't give us all of it, but he gave us enough you can rally around Lena and her love and
yeah.
then her loss in the on the backdrop of World War II and what her mission of with the letters.
I mean, I guess you can make it make sense because out of the ladies, you had two highly educated black women that came from families who were a part of the upper echelon of black families
Mm-hmm.
with the character with the cousins, and then you had a Southern belle with a potty mouth who was running away from an abusive marriage. She okay. This is my last thing. I have
What's
a
your hot take?
take on music and documentary style movies. I
Okay.
don't want the modern songs.
At the end.
I don't want them at the end. I don't want them during. I put them on the soundtrack and let me listen to it, but don't keep it. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but
No.
What?
Here's what I'm gonna say. What do you think of Bridgerton? Because they take a pop song and make it towards a time. So they did the Ariana Grande song and then add the orchestra. So that works.
But I don't consider Bridgerton a documentary style show.
Oh, okay.
It's just a show about that time period. So I can understand. And they have not put words to things either. So it's just the orchestra.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think if we're going to do historical fiction or a movie based on history, then the music also needs to be historical as well.
Please. I didn't want to hear her screaming at the end. I didn't.
Oh, yeah. For the end credits, I could see the end credits happen.
I can see just the end credits. I understand that my requests are not realistic. However, like they did for the entirety of the movie, they did keep it cute, and they had like Ella Fitzgerald. They had music from the time period. But
the last thing you remember is her, and then wasn't it somebody else? It takes you out the film, like it takes.
It does. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Give me a compilation,
especially the juxtaposition of seeing the archival footage, and then you're hearing.
Give me a compilation of all of the songs from that time period that fit what her was trying to portray with that one song. I don't.
And it's like message. Like here's the message. Like you've done a good job, Tyler. This movie did good. It proved your point, or it told the story completely. You don't have to hit us over the head with it. We got it. We got it in the first like 20 minutes, less than that. You like, got you.
I'm all right. I don't need it. I don't want it. Keep it, actually. Keep it.
So Howard, what's your ranking?
10 out of 10. Film? Okay, I know I talk my stuff about Tyler's to Paris. But it actually was a film that will absolutely stand the test of time. It is something that we all should watch over and over and over and over again. Commit these ladies' names to our memory. Like you said, the wigs were good. The acting was superb, phenomenal, chef's kiss. The writing was also good as well. This is why I don't want to give Tyler Perry the credit for it all, because I know that he probably paid the other people to just like not want their names out there. Just shut up. But that's fine with me. I don't care. I like the fact that it didn't have his stank all the way on it. It was good.
Listen, 10 out of 10 for me. I agree with all your points. I would say, we opened this, I'm not the biggest Tyler Perry fan, but I will give credit when credit is due.
He did his thing.
This film did all the credit, and I hope the actors get more roles for this because they were good. I hope this inspires other directors and other historians to unearth these stories that we do not know about, and put them in a way to where people can read about it or see about it or see the documentary.
I need more.
Documentary type form. Yeah, I want more. And I agree with
you
on
fact, the National Museum of African American History. They need because somehow Tyler Perry got Major Adams' trunk.
Oh.
With her, and it had her uniform and other things in it.
Somebody delivered it, or someone heard they were making the film, and family member dropped it off. Maybe not hers or something. I don't know.
I'm not gonna say that. I believe that that's a lie, but I don't. He got it. Get it from him and put it in the museum.
Yeah, put it in the museum. Yeah, a permanent collection.
A permanent collection. Let's go ahead. All the ladies who have museum studies degrees and all the things, and archival librarians,
You could do a
Please.
traveling museum. You could do a traveling museum and
I
have it hit
don't
just like a tour.
I don't
And
care how
also
they do it. Just
just
do
make it
it.
happen. I also my last point is I also appreciate this film came out in December and not during February, Black History Month,
Oh,
because
we
as I
don't
started this,
need it to we needed it right now because once we get to January
yes,
the
it's a
folks are
different ball.
already going crazy. Okay,
Mhm.
the supporters are already realized we've been duped. They're realizing it now. We needed this right now. To the 92%, get your rest, baby, because we in for a crazy ride. Kick your feet up and relax and watch this movie
Yes,
again to
yeah,
remember, as a reminder of how great we are, how great we have been, and how great we'll continue to be
yes, for all of history,
for
not
all of
just
history.
not recognizing us in the shortest month of the year, but this story is a American history story.
365 days of the year and 366 during a leap year.
Indeed. And
Indeed.
on that note, thanks for watching. Subscribe. And we'll check y'all out later.
Bye!
Bye.